Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to FSU Weather Friday edition. It is our last show here for the 2022 year. Sad to see you all go, but we will be back next semester. So grab your eggnog, get ready for the show, because we have a bunch to talk to you about today. Currently 67 degrees and sunny over Doak Campbell Stadium. That beautiful sunset going down for our last night here on the show. Beautiful colors going down, and really nice conditions for tonight. Current temperatures staying in the mid to high 60s through pretty much the entire forecast area. Some data isn't coming in. You'll probably see that throughout the show, but we'll still give you the information as we have it. Also tonight, we will be talking about cold air damming. A lot of you probably haven't even heard of that before, especially if you're here in Florida where there's not any mountains. But we're going to be talking about all that tonight, and I'll bring you more information about that so you can be a little bit better informed. But as for tonight's headlines, warm temperatures for finals week, I'm sure excited about that, cold air damming talk, and the last show of 2020. All this and more on FSU Weather.
That's right. Welcome into the last show of 2022. Hard to believe it's already December. December 3rd, is it? 2nd? December 2nd. We're already past Thanksgiving, into the holiday season. We're into the final exam season. Looking forward to that. And it's been quite a year weather-wise. So taking a look back, we had 3 tropical systems impact us here in Florida, including Ian and Nicole, which both are memorable storms that brought quite the impact of Florida. We also saw record-breaking cold just a couple months back in October, if you remember, when we got down into the 30s. Broke a few records there. We saw a tornado outbreak impact Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama just this week. And then we also saw over 6 feet of snow in Buffalo, New York. That's taller than the Buffalo Bills quarterback, Josh Allen. That's quite a lot of snow. We root on our Seminoles football team as they had quite a year and hopefully do well in a bowl game this year. We also are looking forward to 2023 and what that has in store for us. I think we've got a lot of fun weather things to talk about. And now over to Genevieve for one last look. Grab some eggnog because it's going to be quite a show.
Yeah, Ryan, so you talked about our amazing Seminole football team and the place where we were celebrating, not me personally, but many of us in this room were celebrating last Saturday, the beautiful Doak Campbell Stadium. We have our sunset, or the last of it, seeing some little bit of pink over top, but currently 67 degrees, nice and sunny, so it really is a nice time to go out on the town if you are feeling like inching outside instead of hitting the books at home. The res, as it's currently closing up for the semester, and as the winter weather, though now not so much winter weather, moves in, we're looking at 68 degrees over Lake Bradford, mostly sunny with some slight winds coming out of the east-northeast at 5 miles an hour. So really, overall, nice conditions. Those nice conditions will persist as we go further down south into Panama City, where we have that beautiful cotton candy sky, looking nothing like eggnog, which I'm sure the clouds looked like earlier, similar in color. But currently 75 degrees and mostly sunny, though that will turn into a mostly clear night. So if you are thinking about maybe heading down for the weekend, I know I have a couple friends that live in Panama City, maybe drive home for the weekend and get in your last bit of beach time before some more depressing days to come with finals. But for our almanac for today, we saw a 76-degree high, which was just slightly below our record for today in 1982 at 83 degrees. And 22 degrees, that is very shivering for December 2nd, in my opinion. We were far from that with 49 degrees as our low today. Really pretty warm, I would say. To me personally, my favorite kind of weather, this is it. I enjoy it. And with that beautiful weather, we have no rain on our radar. No rain, so really, again, a good night. You won't be needing that umbrella. Our temperatures are going to follow those beautiful conditions, 68 degrees here in Tallahassee. It's just going to get a little bit cooler down by the coast at Apalachicola with 66 degrees. So really, if you're thinking about hitting College Town, which we'll show you later tonight, what those temperatures are going to be, really ideal conditions. 54-degree dew point here in Tallahassee, so you see how the area is really quite green. It's inching up into that moist that moist side of the bar. So really some moisture dewier, more humid conditions. So ladies, if you have straightened your hair, maybe put some kind of protectant on it so that it won't freeze up when you're heading out tonight. And tonight's forecast, woo, it's gone. Just kidding. That's our data, just not coming through all the way, but in Tallahassee, you get the gist. It's going to be in the mid-50s, and then down by the coast, it will get a little bit warmer at Apalachicola with 62 degrees as your low. So if you are by the coast, maybe sitting at the beach having a nice little last hurrah for the semester, tonight would be a great night. And the wind's coming out of the southeast, and we see those clouds move in, so making for tomorrow a slightly cloudier day, but really nice and warm overall, 79 degrees, and tonight we'll see those 55 degrees. And Nico, what's Florida looking like?
Thank you, Genevieve. Yeah, Florida's looking like it's going to be pretty nice this week as we wait for the graphics to switch to the next graphic. But I'm going to be talking about the weather around Florida, and it is pretty warm right now. We don't have anything going on, though, in Florida. It's dry, and we need the rain, so that's not exactly the best thing. It does look pretty cloudy, though, right now in Pensacola Beach. It says it's mostly sunny, but you can see the sky cam there, and it's currently cloudy there. It's 66 with your winds out of the east-northeast at 9 miles an hour, which is going to feel pretty nice if you're out and about on the coast there. Looking at your panhandle radar, we've got nothing but sunny skies and a few clouds around the beach today, and it's going to be a nice evening. As you look at Daytona Beach, it's much warmer in Daytona Beach right now. The front did not fully clear this part of Florida. It's 79 degrees under partly cloudy conditions right now. You get your warm and humid temperatures even in December. You even have a few showers off the coast of Daytona Beach. I don't think they're going to make it to the coast, and you should be able to enjoy a dry evening along North Florida as well. Fort Lauderdale, your temperature is even warmer. It's at 81. You're in the 80s right now, and it's 6 o'clock in the evening, so you know it was a warm day here. It's partly cloudy. You can't see the sky, but it is partly cloudy right now, and the same story as Daytona. You have a few showers. A couple of these look like they're making it to the coast of South Florida, but they're not going to amount to much of anything except maybe a trace of rainfall. We're still having problems with our temperature data, but I already know what it's like. It's in the low 70s right now in Tallahassee. The central and southern parts of Florida are hovering around 80 degrees right now as the front did not fully clear your area. Our dew points, however, are working, and you can see the air is much more moist than it was yesterday. Our dew points have creeped up into the 50s in the Florida Panhandle. The peninsula, you have your dew points in the 60s, and especially in southern Florida, Key West at 67, this is summer-like air that you're having there. Tonight in Florida, though, you still don't have the temperature graphic, but tonight in North Florida is going to be in the 50s. It's going to be a chilly night. As you go further south in Florida, you are going to end up with your temperatures in the 60s, and it's going to be a nice night to be out and about. If you are going to be out and about in Florida, it should be dry except for a few coastal showers, and our temperatures should be pretty nice as we go through this evening. Looking at your future radar, though, here's where you're getting your showers coming in from this low pressure or high pressure offshore. You aren't getting much of anything, though, actually on the state of Florida. What you do have, though, if you can notice it up here, you have a few light showers and maybe a rumble of thunder in Alabama, but it doesn't look anything severe like what we had there on Tuesday, so you don't need to worry about that. Tomorrow's forecast, though, we got a high of 79 in Tallahassee. It's going to be nearly 80 degrees, and then the Florida Peninsula is going to end up with your temperatures in the 80s. But now I'm going to pass things off to Ale.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we're going to zoom out a little bit, folks, and head to the southeast, where it's looking cloudy across the board, especially over in North Carolina. I know our girls soccer team is currently playing there. It's looking cloudy for them. I hope they're staying warm. 55, that is quite chilly. Looks like a similar story in Nashville, Tennessee. Cloudy, looks like some raindrops in Tennessee ahead of that cold front that we're going to get into a little bit later. 58. Warming a little bit as you get closer to the Gulf. New Orleans at 72, super cloudy. Even Tampa, Florida at 77. I can't believe 77 at 6 p.m. It's really unseasonable temperatures for us folk. Looking at that radar, it's looking relatively clear or southeast, but as you get more north in Tennessee, as we mentioned, you have those showers ahead of that cold front that's sitting right over the center part of the United States with a nice high pressure off of the end of North Carolina, keeping us nice
Here, current temperatures, don't let those blank boxes fool you folks. We are experiencing temperatures here in the southeast. If you look at those reds and more like oranges down in Miami, it's a lot toastier there at probably around the 80s and the 70s, and cooler as you get up into Nashville, into even parts of, look at that blue in North Carolina, and it's going to be chillier over there, especially with those wintertime temperatures that they've been experiencing lately. Current wind showing some moisture coming in from the Atlantic and the Gulf going into the southeast, bringing some moisture as we've been seeing all those cloudy conditions in all these areas. Some strong breezes. Memphis at 12 degrees miles per hour. But yeah, definitely windy along the southeast area. And for those next 36 hours, we're going to see some showers moving through as that cold front comes into our area, comes into the southeast. However, it will not be as strong as the last cold front we had, which did bring some really severe weather to us here in the southeast. Muggy cast, you see that, look at that blooming dryness behind that cold front, folks. We're going to have the same sort of pattern again, those showers, and then again, these cooler, drier temperatures coming into the southeast, bringing us again those cooler temperatures. If you're going to Charlotte this weekend, having fun before finals, it's going to be rainy on Saturday, and it's going to look like rainy even on Tuesday a little bit with some nice clearer temperatures, skies, I mean, and Sunday and Monday with, look at those cooler temperatures in the 50s, cooling down again with that cold front coming in. Nashville, similar story. You're going to get some rain into Monday and Tuesday, and it's going to continue for Tampa. Some sunny skies, that Sunshine State really coming through for us folks here in Florida. Look how warm it's going to be. And we're going to finish off with NOLA. If you're going to NOLA this weekend, it's going to be rainy, but it's going to clear up for you folks and definitely be a lot warmer. But you know what? I'm really wondering what's happening nationally, Nico.
Yeah, we're going to take a look around the national right now, and you can see you got a low pressure system up in the upper Midwest, and this is going to create some flurries and possibly some rain up in the upper Midwest. You've got the cold front, or not the cold front, you got a few showers out in the Tennessee Valley right now, and if you know anyone in Ontario, you've got snow for them. But here's your main system in the west. We talked about it on the show yesterday that created the snowstorm in the west and in the Sierra Nevadas. You don't have any major systems at the moment, but that's going to change. It always does. At some point, we are going to get another major system. You do have some showers developing, though, with the water vapor in Oklahoma and Texas. Right now, though, Florida is dry at the moment, and it's going to stay that way for at least another day, which is not exactly great when we do need the rain at the moment. So we're definitely hoping to be able to get some rain coming through the area soon. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that will happen as soon as we'd like it. Our temperatures still aren't working, but if you can look at the graphic and look how low these temperatures are, they're off the charts for how low they are. So these temperatures up here are likely in the single digits because our lowest number is 10, and these colors are off the charts. So if you live in Montana, North Dakota, or in Canada, you're probably freezing right now. You will want to stay inside and be careful with any flames you have inside the house to keep yourself warm. Don't start a house fire. If you're in the southeast, though, you can see where the cold front is right now easily. Going through Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa, anywhere southeast of that, you're actually above average at the moment until that cold front comes through. Now, looking at your dew points, you can see where the moisture is ahead of the cold front as well. Anywhere southeast of the front, you're getting a lot more moisture than the dry air mass that has come in behind the front. It's cold and dry west of the front. If you're west of the front, you're going to need to worry about frost, and you're going to need to worry about covering your plants tonight because dry air leads to frost because you get the temperatures to be colder when there's no radiation keeping it in with the clouds. As you look at your temperature anomalies today, though, for the highs, you can easily see where the cold front was at daytime heating, the peak of daytime heating. It was going through Nebraska, South Dakota, northwestern Minnesota. As you can see, anywhere southeast of that line was well above average today. Anywhere northwest was well below average. So in terms of temperatures, this is a strong cold front. Florida, we're also above average, and we're going to stay that way for at least the next week or so. So if you like the warm weather, you're going to enjoy the next week. And as you look at your low temperatures compared to the normal, you've got about the same story. You've got warm temperatures in the plains and in the Midwest ahead of the front. You got warm temperatures in Florida. You do have some cooler temperatures along the mid-Atlantic coast. And this is because you had clear skies last night, so you were able to get colder. This is the bad part, though, of what's going on with the weather right now. About 80% of our country is currently in some sort of drought, especially where it's the worst. It's the worst in the plains states. They're in an extreme drought, and parts of the plains are even in an exceptional drought, and then also out here in California. But if you're not in those areas, you're still likely to be abnormally dry or in a moderate drought. So you need to pay attention pretty much anywhere in the country except for inland New England is in a drought, and the peninsular part of Florida. Even Tallahassee is in a severe drought, and we don't have any significant rainfall expected for the next week or so. So that's definitely not ideal news. It keeps creeping further and further northeast every time the new drought monitor comes out. So, and as you look at your satellite and radar, you do got showers going through. And as you look at your severe weather outlook, we don't have any storms expected, so at least that's some good news. But now I'm going to pass things off to Melissa to look at cold air damming.
That's right, Nico. So if you're a native Floridian or even just somewhere in the southeast, cold air damming is probably a very foreign word to you. We don't see this down here at all. But if you are from somewhere up north or somewhere with mountain ranges, you might have heard this term before on some kind of news station, broadcast station, something like that. So what is cold air damming? Cold air damming is high pressure to the west of a north-south oriented mountain range blowing northerly surface winds. Northerly winds, or wedges, the cold air, denser air, on the eastern side of the mountains. That cold air can't go over the mountains since its layer is too shallow. The mountains are higher than the layer is. So looking at our nice little model here that our team leader put together today, you can see that cold air gets trapped on that east side of that mountain range. It can't get over the range. Cooler air is on top of it, and warmer air is behind it. And that ends up leading to cold air damming. That's where that cold air is dammed up behind the mountain range. Onto the very far east side, you usually get warm air where you get that rain and maybe some mixed precipitation getting a little closer to the mountain. And the closer you get, the more you have a snow precipitation coming in. Looking at an actual map, that's where you see this. Those colder temperatures are stuck behind those Appalachian Mountains, and warmer air is down here. And that cold air has nowhere to go. It's just stuck there because it's not high enough to get over that mountain range. So our cold air damming example, you see that cold air gets pushed in from the northeast around that high pressure, so you have that clockwise northerly flow coming around, and that cold air is trapped on that east side of the Appalachian Mountains. Again, that example going on kind of a more of a 3D view. There's that mountain range higher up than the cold air, and that cold air again is pooling up on that east side of the mountain. So there's a little bit about cold air damming and how it works. Thankfully, we don't see this here in Florida because I know that's way too cold for me, and I definitely don't want snow. But we're going to take it back local and see what actually is going on in Tallahassee.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. I had actually never heard about cold air damming. That's something I definitely am going to continue to stick with me. It was really interesting. So since it is Friday, we do have another edition of FSU Weather in Spanish. This time we're going to be looking at our local weather. Buenas noches, Tallahassee. Yo soy estudiante meteorólogo Nicolás Porcelli y en esta edición de FSU Weather en español vamos a ver los tiempos locales de Tallahassee y el Big Bend. Y como pueden ver, al momento en el estadio Doak Campbell Stadium está parcialmente nublado. Teníamos unas nubes cirro en la alta parte de la atmósfera que crearon esos colores muy lindas del atardecer, esos rojos y amarillos del atardecer. En este momento tenemos una temperatura de 67, unas temperaturas muy lindas, y por el resto del área local, como pueden ver en las imágenes en vivo, en el polideportivo de FSU y también en el lago Bradford, tenemos condiciones muy similares de lo que tenemos acá en FSU. Va a ser una noche mayormente despejado y van a tener temperaturas muy lindas. Y para el radar del momento pueden ver que no hay ninguna amenaza de lluvia al momento. Va a ser una noche muy despejado, muy lindo para ir a salir y disfrutar ese aire fresco que tenemos al momento. Como pueden ver las temperaturas, la mayoría de la región está en los 60s, en Quincy 61, en Tallahassee aquí un poquito más caluroso, 68, en Thomasville 63, y va a ser una noche muy linda con temperaturas en las 60s. Al momento los instrumentos no nos están mandando la información, pero les puedo decir que esta noche vamos a tener temperaturas en los 50s, con las áreas más costeras teniendo temperaturas un poco más altas en los 60s. Para el punto de rocío, tenemos temperaturas de punto de rocío en los 50s, Como pueden ver, eso está un poco más alto que teníamos ayer. Ayer los puntos de rocío estaban en los 30 y 40 y lo que nos dice eso es que hoy se va a sentir un poco más húmedo y el aire no se va a sentir tan fresco como era ayer. Entonces va a estar todavía lindo, pero un poco menos que ayer, porque el aire ayer se sentía un poco más fresco. Para el radar del futuro también puede ver unas nubes pasajeras, pero por la mayoría de la noche y el resto de los días va a estar despejado. Solo el sábado van a entrar unas nubes desde el norte. Para el pronóstico de mañana las temperaturas van a subir un poco. Tallahassee va a tener temperatura de 69, Quincy 69, entonces va a estar un poco más caluroso. Capaz que ya no deberías usar un suéter como estamos usando los últimos días. Para retrasos del aeropuerto, como tenemos cielos despejados, no hay ningunos retrasos y va a ser un lindo día para viajar. Y también para el resto del área también va a ser la misma historia. Para las condiciones costeras tenemos aguas un poco más frías, entonces no va a ser tan lindo para meterse al agua, pero va a estar un lindo día para la playa. Y para el pronóstico de la semana va a ser lindos días con las temperaturas subiendo hacia el fin de la semana. ¿Cómo va a ser los deportes, Ryan?
Thank you so much, Nico. We're going to take a look at sports. So starting off in Charlottesville, Virginia, where basketball is going to be playing the University of Virginia. 61 degrees at tip-off, so on the warmer side for Virginia right about now. And then 61, so tomorrow at 2 o'clock, going to the game looks pretty good as the game is starting to allow 57 degrees by nighttime, so it's going to get a little bit cooler. Looking at the radar, we're going to see some showers and storms pass through early in the overnight into tomorrow, and then a little bit heavier rain push through early morning, clearing out by the afternoon. However, we'll see a couple showers and storms still up near the capital area, Washington, D.C., even into Delaware, seeing some showers throughout the day tomorrow. But overall, clear for the basketball game. And then for the Hatters of Stetson, when they come here to Tallahassee, it's looking pretty good. 71 degrees at tip-off for the women's basketball game, going up to 73 by 4 o'clock. Then we're going to cool off a little bit to 67, but still pretty warm, especially for this time of year, where normally we're a lot colder than this. Now in Qatar, where the World Cup is going on, it is very warm. Notice they're playing a lot of night games because Qatar is very warm. Also having to play in winter. 66 degrees here in Tallahassee if you're going to be watching the USA as they take on Netherlands, up to 70 degrees at about 11 o'clock, and then 73 degrees by noon. So as we get about to halftime, it's going to be getting pretty warm. And then by the end of the game, hopefully the USA brings home a win, 73 degrees, and then there's plenty of time to go out and celebrate a Team USA win. Taking a look at our future radar, not really much to talk about. We're going to see an onshore breeze kind of pushing to the west. We're going to see a couple of showers and storms push up near Alabama. They're going to push their way into Georgia tomorrow night. But here in Tallahassee, we are going to stay pretty quiet. So no rain really to worry about. For Sunday Night Football, as the Saints take on the Buccaneers, 70 degrees at 8 o'clock, getting to 67 by 10 o'clock. I know in Tampa, if you're in the upper deck, maybe it's going to be a little bit cooler, so maybe bring something to keep you warm. Maybe a nice little Buccaneers hoodie or something. 67 degrees at 10 o'clock, so by the time the game ends, it's going to be looking quite all right. We're going to see a couple clouds pass through tonight. That maybe a pop-up shower near Polk County, but that's kind of just going to stay isolated. Tampa, Hillsborough County, you're looking pretty good, so for the drive home from the game, should be pretty quiet. For up in Detroit, we are going to see some lake effect snow. If we take a look at this, that's going to be more western Michigan. A couple showers also pushing off, but just notice that lake effect snow pops up quick, but temperatures will remain above freezing for the most part. So overall, we are looking pretty good, and then our weekend forecast looking very, very nice. Genevieve.
Well, Ryan, you were very excited about that World Cup, and I know me personally, my whole TikTok For You page is Neymar dancing and everything about the World Cup, which honestly I don't mind too much. But let's get excited about other events going on closer to home where we go around town. Now, that local radar for your forecast going out tonight, we're not seeing any precipitation on the radar, really nice and clear around the whole Big Bend region. Now, those clouds are going to come in, swipe through Valdosta, Georgia, so if you are near there, watch out. But no rain until Saturday you're getting some pop-up showers going into southern Alabama, but Tallahassee will look really nice and clear for the days to come. Now, for your overnight forecast, in case you are going out, I know a big thing tonight is First Fridays down by Railroad Square. That is happening tonight, and it is really good conditions for it. Feel free to bring a jacket, maybe a long sleeve sweater or shirt, if you are likely to get a little chilly, like someone like me. So going into your night, you'll be dipping down into the upper 50s. And look, our beautiful producer, Aaron's dog Blanco in the back. And if you are thinking about taking out your dog, in which I really hope you are thinking about taking out your dog early in the morning, if you are up at 7 a.m., it'll be 55 degrees, and that'll cool down to 70 just before lunch, and really nice conditions. Now, woo, here we go on a drive for tonight. I love that graphic. I'm so sorry. At 9 a.m., if you are thinking about driving, maybe you are going to the Tallahassee market outside, and you are going to get all that nice fresh produce and local goods. At 9 a.m., it'll be going on. It'll be nice 61 degrees, so feel free to bring that jacket. Airport delays, we're looking really nice here in Tallahassee International Airport, and those delays will be non-existent for the rest of the country. It's a good night to go stargazing, I will say, 72% wax and gibbous. And for your weekend forecast, if you are thinking about getting that Christmas tree, if you don't have it already, it is really ideal conditions. But for now, we're going to pass it on over to close out our last show of the year with Nico and Ale.
Thank you so much, Genevieve. I always love your energy. And you know, you brought up a great point. My For You page on TikTok has been flooded with World Cup stuff. Have you been keeping up with the World Cup, Nico?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been watching nearly every single game. Only when I have classes, at times I don't watch the games. I'm really excited about tomorrow's matchups. Both of my teams play, USA and Argentina. USA plays the Netherlands. It's the first time in 8 years we're in the knockout rounds, as we did miss the last World Cup. So this is a big moment for the United States. It can finally break through into the quarterfinals, and hopefully Argentina takes the win. And then in the quarterfinals, they might play each other. So I don't even know what team I'm going to support. What team are you supporting?
You know, I'm going to be honest, I've been really influenced by the people around me, and I'm going for the USA. I've never really been a huge USA soccer fan, but I've just really am rooting for that underdog story, you know. But I do want to make sure that I have at least one win, so I'm also going for some key players like Argentina. And you know, I'm actually rooting for Japan now. They had a crazy win the other day, and who'd they knock out of the
Germany.
knockout?
They knocked out Germany.
That's
2014
insane.
champions. Yeah, it's incredible. So I definitely won't be studying for finals too much tomorrow because I'll be watching the games, but definitely Sunday I'm going to hit the books because finals week is just right around the corner. How do you feel about finals week, Ale?
Well, this week was definitely busy. Any college student across the United States, all of us here at FSU know that the week before your finals is normally your busiest week, so I'm definitely going to have to be hitting the books. I got to prepare. But you guys can follow us on Twitter and prepare with your weather at twitter.com/FSU weather. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather.
And you can watch us live on YouTube. And if you are watching us live on YouTube, please subscribe at youtube.com/FSU weather. And please follow us on Instagram at FSU weather. And please send us any cool photos, weather related or not weather related, and we might post it on Instagram.
Yeah, of course. So make sure you guys stay in touch, stay tuned. We're going to bring you always, guys, the newest weather updates and even some, you know, social updates if you guys are going to go around town and check out the World Cup or go studying. But I'm student meteorologist Alejandra Garcia.
I'm student meteorologist Nicholas Porcelli, and we'll leave you with the 7-day closing.